Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of July 15th, 2015. So let's get right into it. It's kind of a small-ish week, despite the fact that there's a decent stack of books in front of me right now. There were variant covers and stuff like that, but for the most part, it was a light week for books. Probably due to San Diego coming out, or San Diego happening this past weekend, which a lot of stuff came out of San Diego. And yeah, if you don't know what came out of San Diego, you should probably check some of that stuff out. But there are a lot of, like, we actually got a bunch of San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Diamond had some available, so we ordered some. We got some of the covers for some of the comic books. I don't remember which ones. We did get the Jim Lee sketch variant action figure with the little print with it. That at San Diego, if you bought it, there was 50 random sketch cards that Jim Lee actually put into those exclusives for sale at San Diego, and there was one Joker one, and I think it sold on eBay for a shit ton of money. I think it was like $1,700 or something. It was ridiculous. But we actually got a couple of those figures in just with the regular print, not with any exclusive stuff. But yeah, if you were lucky enough to snag one of those action figures and get a Jim Lee print, awesome. If not, it's still a cool figure. So we also got the little plush crypto figure from Diamond, from the SDCC exclusive stuff. So yeah, so check your local shop to see if they actually got any of this merchandise. Some of it was available. So yeah, you can ask your local shop. Lane, who's been on the Comic Conspiracy podcast with us, went down to San Diego with Toby, and Lane brought a whole bunch of stuff back for us. Stuff that people were looking for. Ryan was in particular looking for those Disney pins that came out. So Lane actually grabbed a whole bunch of them, and I actually picked up one set of them from him, which is the Scotty Young Disney pins. So I grabbed the Guardians of the Galaxy set for my son. Cool little pins. They were $25 at the con for these 4-packs. The blind packs had 2 pins in them. I don't remember how much they were, but there's like 28 pins total that came out of this, and we calculated at about $250 to attempt to get all of them. So yeah, so if you were down in San Diego and got a couple of those, cool. If not, you might want to check on eBay to see if you can get some of that stuff. But enough about San Diego. Let's get into my pull list. First up on the pull list is A Book of Death, #1 from Valiant. This is Valiant's big event book that's happening, and this is kind of their, they're really pushing this hard. Ryan ordered regular, didn't order great, or like a lot of these, partially because #1s were returnable, but not #2s, and there's supposedly a variant, or there's supposedly a tie-in book that you can only get if you hit a certain amount. I don't know what the whole deal is with it, but I'm checking out the main title to see how it is. I'm a little behind on my Valiant books. I'm behind on my pull list in general, but yeah, so really curious to check that one out. Next up is Dead Drop #3. Enjoy #1. Have yet to read #2, but yeah, it's good stuff. Keeping it going. Next up is Dr. Fate #2. I like Dr. Fate as a character. I have not yet been able to read issue 1 and the preview pages, but I've heard good things so far about Dr. Fate. So if you're curious, I would say, hey, go down to your local shop and pick up the first 2 issues of Dr. Fate. Next up we have Harley Quinn 18. Looks like Popeye is on the cover. But yeah, so Harley Quinn's great. It's amazing. The first issue of Suicide Squad from the New 52 shot up from $40 to $100 even in some cases over $100 on eBay over the weekend due to the Suicide Squad trailer, which is amazing. So yeah, but Harley Quinn, still loving it. Next up we have Justice League #42. I have not yet gotten caught up with the Darkseid War stuff that's going on. I really need to sit down and do that. But I've heard really, really awesome reviews about the stuff Johns is doing in Justice League. But he's been doing an amazing job to begin with. So, Next up, we have Martian Manhunter number 2. Again, I have not yet been able to check out issue 1, but again, from people's reviews, I'm excited to see it. I'm a little about issue 2 because it's Superman on the cover, and comic books have a tendency to say, oh, this is a low title or a not very known character, let's throw somebody on the cover or in the issue that people can relate to, and maybe more people will buy it. Like, maybe you should just make really good stories and people will buy those. Next up, we have Robin, Son of Batman, number 2. It's, again, haven't read 1, haven't read the preview. Hopefully I'll get to it, but I've heard stellar reviews about this book. Next up, we have Secret 6, number 4. Gail Simone's back on her Secret 6 stuff. This book, I think, really suffered with Convergence. It came out with like 2 issues, and then it had a 2-month break, and then issue 3 came out, and now issue 4. So I haven't read issue 3 yet, so we'll see if it continues to be interesting. I did enjoy issues 1 and 2, so hopefully it carries over. A book that's normally on my read list but not on my pull list, Superman Wonder Woman number 19. The reason why it's now on my pull list was Suicide Squad is making an appearance in this issue. They made a cameo appearance at the end of issue 18, so I had to go back and actually buy that one. Yeah, so really curious to see how that pans out with Superman and Wonder Woman going up against the Suicide Squad. So that's it for my pull list. Those are the titles that I bring home to go to my collection, stuff like that. But we're still in the Teen Titans Go variant month. So 4 variants came out this month. First one is Harley Quinn 18. Yeah, just fun. These are fun variants. This one's really cool. So yeah, but picked all these up. So next one's for Justice League number 42. Looks like Cyborg's getting down with his bad self. We have one for Secret 6. Looks like Catman or something is about to eat Silky. That sucks for Silky. And then Superman Wonder Woman had one where Wonder Woman's taking on Cheetah while Superman is hanging out with the Titans. So yeah, fun stuff, little cute covers. I know there's a couple variants. Green Lantern variant month is coming up. Bombshell month is coming up later. I know they've talked about the monster variants for October. So pay attention to the Comics Conspiracy Facebook page or Twitter, or Ryan Higgins Ryan's Twitter, and he's taking pre-orders for some of those months that are coming up. So if I can get a chance, I'll try and get links for you guys so you have that. I did pick up a trade this week. The new Suicide Squad Volume 1, Pure Insanity, is out. This collects issues 1 through 8. It's $16.99 for 8 issues. That's not bad. That's about a little over $2 an issue. So really, really good. Price-wise, the story, it's not as great as the stuff from the previous series, which if you are interested in Suicide Squad and you did watch the trailer and loved it, I would highly recommend the first 3 volumes of that, the Suicide Squad Volume 1, 2, and 3, the ones written by Adam Glass. So, alright, moving on to my read list. These are the titles that I read to stay caught up on and stuff. We get an Ant-Man Annual number 1. Yeah. Ant-Man's awesome. I can't wait to go see the movie this week. And yeah, looking forward to it. It's great stuff. Next up is Black Canary number 2. Read the first issue and the preview. Not really impressed too much. I'm going to check out issue 2 to see if it holds my interest. But I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to check out Black Canary. We have a number 1 from Secret Wars, which is Captain Britain and the Mighty Defenders. I mean, it's Secret Wars. I'll check it out to see if it's any good. We have Green Lantern Lost Army number 2. The preview was interesting. Issue 1 was interesting enough. I heard Charlie talking tonight after the podcast that he likes the Green Lantern Lost Army stuff, but he really wishes the core book would come back and they wouldn't be at war and all this stuff all the time. It kind of get back to some root stuff. But we'll see where this goes. I mean, I enjoyed it. So the next up is another number 1 from Secret Wars, and that's Guardians of Nowhere number 1. So yep, it's Guardians. I'll check it out. It's Bendis, so I'm not too thrilled to read it, but hey, who knows? And yeah, it's I've talked that I'm excited about Bendis' Iron Man, but I'm excited, I think, because it's a single character that he's working or writing and not multiple characters, because his multiple character books are not, I haven't really found them very appealing. Next up, we have another number 1, Hail Hydra number 1. I'll check it out, see what it's all about. Next up, we have Inhumans Atlan Rising, number 3. The first 2 issues are just really good and really interesting, so I'm curious to see where this story progresses. But yeah, Inhumans Atlan Rising is one of the better issues out of what's been coming out of Secret Wars. Now, Kieran Gillen has a new book from Avatar Comics called Mercury Heat. I decided to check out. We'll see. Don't know. I mean, I like some of Kieran Gillen's stuff, so but just number 1. Figured I'd give it a try. Next up, we have Planet Hulk, number 3. Probably one of the top books out of Secret Wars. Really enjoyed issue 1. Really enjoyed issue 2. So I'm really excited to see what happens in issue 3. And then, yes, another number 1 from Secret Wars. It feels like we're going to get Secret Wars number 1s until October at this rate. But it's Siege number 1. Siege wasn't necessarily the best event from Marvel, so I'm curious to see where this goes. The Civil War book that came out was really, really good, so I'm curious to see how well Siege does. But I mean, Civil War was a lot better than Siege, so who knows. Then next up, we have Silver Surfer, Last Days of Silver Surfer to be exact. This is issue 13. I mean, it's good. I've enjoyed it so far. I'm not a big fan of the artwork, but hey, it's a fun enough story to read. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Silver Surfer when the all-new, all-different Marvel hits in October, which is not necessarily October, because the solicitations were released today, and yeah, it looks like only about a third, maybe a little bit more of those books are releasing in October, and then the rest are coming out in November, and maybe possibly December, which is a little... It's not the best way to do it, but hey. So, yeah, so I was right on the air quoting October. And then last up on the pull list is Years of Future Past, number 3. I enjoyed the first 2, so I'll keep going with that one. It's one of the better X books that came out of Secret Wars. But yeah, so, and then for the other ones that I was not able to check out, because we didn't really get too many copies, Armor Wars number 3, which I'm still enjoying. Empty Zone number 2, Doomed number 2, which number 1 was okay, but I really don't feel it needed its own series. We have the Korvac Saga number 2 for Secret Wars, and finally Moon Knight number 17. Yeah, so there was a Batman Arkham Knight graphic novel came out this week. It's a hardcover. It's like the prequel to the game stuff. All those books are really good. I've really enjoyed them. So I highly recommend you kind of check that one out as well. I didn't actually pick it up yet because I haven't gotten the Arkham Origin stuff or the previous series yet. So, but yeah, that stuff's always been really good. So that's it for my pull list. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. Leave comments down below. I like getting feedback, seeing what everyone's reading, so on and so forth. You know, people telling me what I'm reading is garbage, or people praising what I'm reading is cool, whatever. Do appreciate all the comments. I'm hopefully going to be able to go down or up to San Francisco next week on Wednesday. I play a video game called Hearthstone from Blizzard, and they're announcing some new expansion or some new content, I should say, on Wednesday the 22nd, and the beginning of this week they announced that they're going to be doing it in San Francisco at the Folsom Foundry, so I'm hopefully going to be able to go up there and check that out. I'm really excited to see kind of what the announcement's all about. There's going to be some gameplay possibly, and maybe meeting some of the Hearthstone streaming community. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So crossing fingers that everything aligns and I get to go up there and have some fun. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. My handle's @BrockSager. You can listen to me on the Comic Conspiracy podcast, which we record every Tuesday night. Episode 218 is up this week, so check that out, where we talk a lot of San Diego Comic-Con stuff. You can help the podcast and myself out by going to Patreon and supporting us there. Just go to Patreon and look for the Comic Conspiracy, and boom, we are right there. And to all our Patreon backers, I do appreciate your help and support. We had a guest on this week's episode, Trip Bakken. Great guy. Thanks for picking up the Chipotle that we ate and also getting me some stuff, beverage and a snack from the liquor store. So yeah. Other than that, ain't got much. Got to get this up. So I will see you next week.